Hello cruiser enthusiasts, Lamzes here, and today I will be talking about your favorite class in World of Warships, cruisers. Specifically, top 5 cruiser lines to grind. In March 2025, when I'm making this video, the game gives you a lot of choices, 18 tech tree lines of cruisers, so if you are a cruiser lover like me, you will sooner or later grind all of these 18 lines. But this video will help you to choose which 5 you should start with. This is not the top 5 strongest cruisers list. Every single place from 5 to 1 will hold one cruiser with specific and distinctive playstyle. And after grinding these 5 lines, you should be able to determine what kind of playstyle and type of cruisers is your favorite and what to grind next. So at number 5, I would recommend you to grind some kind of light cruisers, and the game gives you a lot of choices, like Yodo for example, Worcester, Minotaur, Jinan, Utrecht and San Martin. My recommendation is simple. As you grind light cruisers, start with Jinan line. It's Pan-Asian cruisers with a smoke consumable, deep water torpedoes and small guns. At the end of your grind you will end up with tier 10 Pan-Asian light cruiser Jinan with very good concealment, 127mm guns with very good shell arcs and very good reload, smoke consumable and very powerful deep water torpedoes. After grinding this line and playing Jinan, you will know if light cruisers are your kind of ship to play. Now recommendation number 4 on my list, it would be category of cruisers with airstrikes, and you've got only 2 representatives of this class, Dutch cruiser Guldenluf, heavy one, and light cruiser, also Dutch, Utrecht. Both lines share the same path until the tier 8 and then you can choose. I recommend Utrecht, light cruiser, just because it's much more fun to play, because you are very squishy, you've got a lot of DPM. The whole point of recommending this is to let you know what are the strong points of cruisers with airstrike, how to use them and how to play against them if you play something without airstrike. After grinding this line you will end up with tier 10 Dutch light cruiser Utrecht with 12 128mm guns with great DPM, especially AP1, good concealment and 30-second cooldown on your airstrike. This will prepare you to dealing with airstrikes when they are sent against you. I struggled when I thought about this video what to recommend as a number 3 recommendation, and after a lot of thinking I decided that I will recommend you the type of cruisers, specifically super heavy cruisers. In tech tree you've got only 1, maybe 2 representatives of this class. The only one is Marseille because it's super heavy cruiser with 330mm guns. The other one you can say Petropavlovsk because it's very tanky and have very powerful guns, but it's only 220mm guns. So Marseille it is. The reason behind my recommendation is simple. There is a lot of super heavy cruisers you can get for coal, steel, doubloons or from dockyard. I'm talking about ships like Stalingrad, Yoshino, Alaska, Puerto Rico, Aegir and many others, and they have a lot of things in common with Marseille. They all have a big health pool over 60k, good armor and overall tanking, and big guns, 305mm and above, some of them even battleship guns. So by grinding this line you will find out if cruisers with battleship health pool with very long reload are your kind of ship. At the end of your grind you will end up with tier 10 French super heavy cruiser Marseille with 9 very hard hitting 330mm guns that has access to hydro, French speed boost giving you 20% speed increase, and of course staple of this line, French reload booster that decreases your gun's reload from 21 seconds to a little bit over 10 seconds. Marseille is a great cruiser and great ship overall, but the main benefit you have from grinding this line is you will know if you like this kind of play, because like I said, there's plenty of coal, steel, premium and special ships with this kind of playstyle. Now let's jump to my recommendation number 2, and unlike number 3, it was very easy choice because I called them Swiss Army knife or radar cruisers, and you've got a choice of few in World of Warships: Des Moines line, Worcester line, Nevsky line, and Minotaur line. And I always forget about San Martin is on the radar cruiser list. Well, it's such an unremarkable ship, I don't recommend this one. I recommend you to take Des Moines because it's the original and I think the most versatile, most universal, and at the same time most powerful out of them all. The grind is not the easiest and a little bit inconsistent because in between heavy cruisers you've got some hidden light cruisers, but the end result is definitely worth it. You will end up with Tier 10 American Heavy Cruiser Des Moines with 9 203mm guns, with great reload giving you great DPM with HE and AP shells as well. And most important, you've got access to radar consumable, 10km range and long lasting with modules you can reach around 40 seconds of radar. You will have improved angles on AP shells and quite good defensive AA. Well, that means nothing in World of Warship, but it's there. Out of weak points of this ship, there is no torpedoes, so no deterrent for battleships trying to rush you. And the shells are very floaty, but it's a bad thing because it's harder to hit, but it's a good thing because you can camp behind the island and lob shells over it. Next one, of course, is my top 1 recommendation. I recommend you to grind generic long-range HE spammer, bread and butter of cruiser gameplay. And in this category you've got few ships, starting with Japanese Zao, Russian Nevsky, German Hindenburg, English Goliath, French Henri IV, Australian Cerberus, and Spanish Castilla. I'm a Polish guy, so none of these ships represent my nationality. I'm a Zao lover, I will recommend you Zao. I've got nothing against if you choose, for example, Hindenburg if you are German, or Henri IV if you are French. They all serve the same purpose, long-range HE spamming, and they are all great ships. But let's back to the Zao. My recommendation, well, it's a beauty of a ship, the best ship in the game in my opinion, my one and only true love. I started with this ship and probably I will end up my adventure with World of Warships with this ship. Grinding this line, it's not an easy task, separates boys from men. Boys give up, men prevail and end up with Zao, Tier 10 Japanese heavy cruiser with 12 203mm guns with great accuracy, great HE damage and fire chance. It's an original fire starter. In addition to great guns, you've got nice torpedoes, 20 of them, and recently the arcs of these torpedoes were greatly improved, so it's nice quality of life. Can't forget about great concealment and nimbleness. It's not the strongest ship, it's not the weakest ship, but for all its weaknesses, if you master playing Zao, none other cruiser in the game will be hard to play for you. So a short recap of this video, my top 5 recommendations, cruisers to grind. Number 1, generic long-range HE spammer, I choose Zao. Number 2, radar cruiser, I choose Des Moines. Number 3, super heavy cruiser, there is only one representative, Marseille. Number 4, one of airstrike cruisers, and I recommend Utrecht. And number 5, one of light cruisers, and I recommend Jinan. This is it. The next video will be about top 5 coal ships to buy. If you like this video, please subscribe if it's not too much to ask. Thanks for watching, and of course, see you in the next one.